Hello everyone. It's 8 o'clock on the nose, and so I am big on being prompt and making sure that I am present and ready for what I promise to give. And so I'm just going to wait for a couple people to get on so we can talk about recharging and reducing holiday stress and anxiety. It's definitely a much needed topic, especially with the holidays quickly approaching. Hey Keisha, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Hey Kimberly, thanks for sharing the video. LJ Crawford, hi, how are you ladies? Hope everybody had a great day. Delana Watkins, hey, do me a favor guys. If you hear something this evening that you like, hit those hearts, make sure you're sharing this. Definitely this is a topic that will touch home for a lot of people because the holidays are quickly approaching. So I'm just going to jump right in. Hi Mitzi, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody had a great day. One more day. TGIF is tomorrow, y'all. We can celebrate tomorrow. But I'm going to jump right in because I value your time. So holidays are quickly approaching, as I mentioned. If you hear something you like on this live, hit the heart, hit the hearts. I would love the hearts. That helps to get this message out to more people, and also share it if you have someone that you know who the holidays really affects them and they really like the holidays. This is going to help them to reduce some holiday stress and anxiety. Hi, how are you, Gino? Thanks for tuning in. So holidays, again, they're quickly approaching. It can be a time of great stress and anxiety, but why? Do me a favor and type in the feed which holiday brings you the most stress or anxiety. Which one just, it may not stress you out to the max, but it makes you a little nervous or gets you a little riled up. Hi, France. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. So just type in that holiday. And while you type in that holiday that tends to make you more anxious or stressed out a little bit, I'm going to talk about the biggest reasons why holidays bring about stress. So there are 4 major reasons why holiday time brings out a lot of stress. Number 1, it's time when people have the most unrealistic expectations. Hey, PK, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Mitzi said Christmas is the holiday that brings her the most stress and anxiety. But the reasons why is because it's a time when people have the most unrealistic expectations. Number 2, it's a time of great financial burden. Why? Because most people, they overspend. They spend money they really don't have. And then they even borrow money with no real plan of how they're even going to pay that money back. So this is just 2 of the ways for those that are just tuning in. We're talking about why holidays bring about a lot of stress. Hey, Julene, I see you. Hey, Zena, thanks for tuning in. Number 3, the third reason why holiday time brings about a lot of stress is because it's a time of overwhelming pressure to recreate family traditions. So we're going to talk about that. A lot of times people want to keep those family traditions in place, and they also want to recreate childhood memories. And then last but not least, the 4th reason that holiday time brings about a lot of stress and anxiety is because it can be a time of great sadness for someone who may be grieving the loss of a dear loved one. And now they're not here anymore, and they feel that pressure to want to be around family and friends when actually they would prefer to probably just isolate themselves. So those who are just tuning in, if you hear something you like, make sure you hit that heart button. Make sure that you share this message with someone, because holiday time is fastly approaching and people are stressed out. This is the time where people are most stressed and anxious. Zena said Mother's Day. Yeah, Mother's Day is another thing that causes stress. Hi, Shaniqua. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Robin. So whatever your why is, or whatever holiday it is that causes you stress or anxiety, this evening what I'm going to do is give you 10 ways to reduce some of that stress and anxiety so that hopefully you can make the holidays a more enjoyable time, but be realistic at the same time. So if you're taking notes, here we go. Number 1, don't give false expectations to others and don't expect too much from others. This is going to help you, number 1, to avoid disappointment or disappointing others. So don't give false expectations or false hope to other people, and don't expect to get too much from others. So when our expectations are high, oftentimes what does that lead to? It leads to disappointment. Hello, Maritza. Hi, Lori. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about 10 ways right now to reduce some holiday stress and anxiety. The first one is don't give false hope to people and don't expect too much from others. That way you're not disappointed when they can't maybe meet your expectations. Number 2, make a budget. This is probably one of the biggest ones because holiday time is a time where most people overspend. They spend money they really don't have because they feel that pressure like, oh, this is gift giving time. It's a giving time, and they don't think about the aftermath. So don't get caught up in that instant gratification and then later on have buyer's remorse when it's time to pay those bills. So make a plan, make a budget, and stick to it. If you're hosting the holiday dinner, if you're giving gifts, be specific. Make a list. Do not go to the store without a list. That is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make, is they go to the store without a list. Just think about when you go to the grocery store and you haven't mapped out what you actually need. What do you end up doing? You put a whole lot of junk in your cart, right? That you really didn't need. And that's why you never go to the store hungry either, because you're always just throwing things in your cart. Well, the same thing when it comes time to shopping for holiday gifts. Have a specific list of what you're going to get so that you're not just throwing things in the cart and then you get sticker shock when you get to the register. And then also, if you're using credit cards, you won't get sticker shock and you won't have buyer's remorse when you start getting those bills. Hi, Shaniqua. Thanks for tuning in. Budgeting is key. Yes, it is. Hi, Carol. Thanks for tuning in. So number one, again, don't give false hope to anyone and don't also expect too much from anyone to avoid disappointment. Number two, make a budget and stick to it. Make a list, even down to your food items that you're buying to host holiday meals. Number three, create new traditions. So stop feeling the pressure to have to do what your family always used to do. You can recreate things and recreate your own traditions, your own way of celebrating the holidays, because when you're trying to live up to someone else's expectations, but that may not be yours, it can become overwhelming. And then you're too busy trying to live up to that person's expectations, but you're not living up to what your pockets may be saying that you're able to do. Yes, Delana, buyer's remorse can be so stressful. Yes. Hi, Dre Chef. Hello, Shelly. Thanks for joining in. We're talking about 10 ways to reduce holiday stress and anxiety. Don't give false expectations. Don't have false expectations from others, and don't give out false hope to others thinking that you're going to have this elaborate holiday if you really cannot afford to do so. Make a budget and stick to it. Number three, create new traditions for yourself that match your pockets. Don't go according to what other people want or what you see other people doing. They may be overspending like you may be if you don't stick to what your pockets say you can do. Maritza said she agrees. Create your own traditions with your children and grandchildren. Absolutely. Because when you're trying to chase after, the times are very, very different now than what they used to be. Things are way more expensive than what they used to be when our parents maybe were raising us and celebrating holidays. So now you have to create what your pocket will allow you to afford. Number four, trim your gift giving list. So every coworker doesn't need a gift. Every family member doesn't need a gift. We are not on a friend building list with holiday time. So if you just met someone, that might not be the person that you want on your list to give a gift to. Delana says she started creating her own traditions a few years ago. Yes, including going on vacation during Christmas. Delana, that's a good way to get out of giving gifts. Go on vacation. They won't be looking for you. They know you're away. But trim your gift giving list. Make your list of the most important people in your life and then have a budget. Maybe only do one gift per person. Trim that list, and that's going to help to reduce some stress and anxiety related to the holidays. Number five, ask for help. Stop thinking we have to do it all. So you shouldn't have all the pressure on you for meals for the holidays. You shouldn't have all the pressure on you as far as making sure everyone in the family has a gift. Sometimes the best thing you can do to relieve some stress is to get gift cards. Everybody gets a gift card. Just get a gift card. You take the stress off of yourself with having to go to the mall, going to the stores, which are crowded, which are going to raise your anxiety anyway. Hi, Aisha. I hope I pronounced that right. Aisha, thanks for joining in. We're talking about 10 ways to reduce holiday stress and anxiety. Number six, limit interactions with family members who you have unresolved issues with. Now, all of us have somebody in our family that we are not as fond of as we probably want to be, but you know they're going to be around for the holiday. So knowing that, deal with them in doses. So don't stay with them for 3 and 4 hours when you know that your blood pressure is going to start boiling because they're around. Deal with them in doses. Maybe stay around them 15, 20 minutes, then exit from that area where they are. This is going to help to avoid a lot of family conflict during the holiday season. That's one of the biggest ones. And you don't want to be the one that's labeled as the one who ruined the holiday dinner or the holiday outing. So we all know that we have someone in that family that just rubs us the wrong way. Deal with them in doses. Remove yourself from that immediate area where they are and maybe take breaks. Take a walk. Come back, deal with them in another dose, leave out, come back, deal with them in another dose. That's going to avoid a lot of conflict. Number 7, recycle your decorations. So there is no need to go out every single year and buy brand new decorations. And so many people do that, but you're actually wasting money because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be getting some of the same items. The color schemes do not change for holidays, especially like Christmas. Hello, Therese. Thanks for joining us. So make sure that you're recycling decorations. If something's broke, of course, you want to replace it, but recycle those decorations. Use decorations from previous years. Maybe have them labeled by years. So if you used them last year, maybe skip a year and use the ones from the year before. But there's nothing wrong with recycling your decorations. Number 8, try to stick to your normal schedule as much as possible. So what that means is try to go to bed like leading up to the holidays. Try to go to bed your normal time. Try to make sure that you're still sticking to your healthy regimens before the holidays approach. Make sure you exercise, especially even leading up to the holiday. Walk after your meals. Even during the holidays, walk after your meals. Walk off those extra foods that you're going to be eating. This is going to help not only to keep you pleasant during the holidays, because you know when you're losing that sleep, when you're not sticking to your normal routine, you get grumpy. And so you don't want to be grumpy around your guests, your family. It's supposed to be a pleasant time. It's supposed to be a time of joy. So make sure that you're sticking to your normal regimen, your normal routine. It's going to help to prevent burnout prior to the holidays. So that's number 8. Stick to your normal routine and schedule as much as possible leading up to the holidays. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Darlisha. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to recap in a minute, but I just want to get through the 10 for those that have been with us from the beginning. I'm giving 10 ways to reduce holiday stress and anxiety. Number 9, if you are grieving the loss of a loved one, don't feel the pressure to feel like you have to be the life of the party. You can still be present and have a silent presence. A good suggestion is to try to include that person's memories in the holiday celebration. Maybe setting aside a space at the table at dinner with maybe that person's picture in front of that seat in memory of them. Everyone. So try your best to still keep the memory alive of those dear ones who maybe you've lost. Put a special seat in honor of them. Put their picture at the place setting. You can even tell stories during the family outing of that loved one. And it's okay to step away from time to time so that you can regroup, knowing that this is a difficult time for you. Last but not least, number 10, just breathe. Remember, the holidays pass. So after the holiday is over, you still have to live. You still have to be here. Do not allow the holidays to stress you out to the point that your health is adversely affected, that your blood pressure is on the rise, that you're feeling all stressed out and strained, that you're having headaches. This is supposed to be a joyous time, but only you are in control of what you do to keep your stress and your anxiety down. So just to recap for anyone who just came in, we talked about the reasons why holidays are so stressful. Number 1, it's a time when people have unrealistic expectations and put unrealistic expectations on other people. Another reason why holidays create so much stress and anxiety is because it's a time of great financial burden, because people feel that pressure to buy gifts and give gifts, especially people like single moms and caregivers and only children. The pressure can be really, really enormous on you to try to provide that same atmosphere that maybe your parents or your traditions that your family have put on your life early on. But now it's time to maybe create some new traditions for your family and your immediate family. A third reason why holidays create so much stress and anxiety is because there is that overwhelming pressure to recreate family traditions and keep things the way they've always been. And last but not least, another reason is because it can be a source of great sadness, a time of great sadness for people who have lost loved ones. And so stress and anxiety is real during the holiday time. The 10 ways that we gave, I'm just going to go through them quickly to help reduce holiday stress and anxiety. The first one was don't give false hope to people that you're going to be buying everybody these elaborate gifts. Be real with people and let them know, listen, this year we're going to keep it simple. If you give them that expectation that it's going to be a simple holiday, that's what they will expect. But if you give this false sense that, oh, you balling, people are going to be disappointed when you come out and you decided to yourself but didn't let anyone else know that this year's holiday is going to be simple. You avoid great disappointment on both sides by doing that. Number 2, make a budget and stick to it. If you're hosting dinner or gift giving, have a specific list of what you're going to the store to get. Without a list, without a plan, there is confusion. You're going to end up with a cart full of things that you really don't need. You're going to end up with a bunch of gifts that you're going to have buyer's remorse later because you bought all these items that really you couldn't afford. You're overspending. So make a budget and stick to it. Avoid all of that by having a plan. Have a name and a gift beside it. A name and a gift. There's nothing wrong with giving one gift. Remember, the idea is to show that loving spirit during the holidays. It's not about the gifts, but we do it. So you can always keep it simple and explain why you're only keeping it simple. Number 3, create new traditions for your family that your pocket can afford. So it's okay to want to do some things that our parents did or before, but times are very different now. Even two members in the household working and providing, it's still a struggle for a lot of families. And so times aren't like they were before. Things are expensive now. So make sure that you're creating traditions that match your financial abilities. Number 4, trim your gift giving list. We just talked about that a little bit. Hi, Ed. Hi, Janice. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hi, Chandrika. Thanks for tuning in. So trim your gift giving list. Number 5, ask for help with dinner, with things like that. It's nothing wrong with having a potluck. Just don't ask the people that can't cook. Make sure it's the people that can cook that you ask to help out with the family gatherings. You don't have to feel that sense of need to do everything on your own. Another thing you can do to reduce some of that stress is use disposable items so that you can reduce your cleanup after everybody's gone. You know, everybody likes to eat, but then when it's time to clean up, everybody disappears. Number 7, recycle your decorations. Number 8, stick to your normal routine and schedule as much as you possibly can. So whatever you're normally doing, try to stick to that. It's going to keep you from being grumpy as the holidays arise or come about. It's going to help to avoid burnout before the holidays, and then you won't be grumpy with people that you encounter. Number 9, if you're grieving the loss of a loved one, don't feel like you have to be the life of the party. You don't have to be the life of the party. You can be the person that recreates memories for your dear loved one who maybe you lost around the holiday time or who's not here during the holidays by maybe having a special seating arrangement with maybe a picture of them to remember them during that holiday season, because we know that it can be a great source of sadness and stress, you know, when you don't have that dear loved one that you may have lost around for the holidays. So keeping their memory alive, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Having a special seat, sharing stories of what they would have been doing around that holiday time can help to reduce some stress and anxiety as well. Hi, Chanel. Thank you. Good to see you as well. Last but not least, we're recapping on the 10 ways to reduce anxiety and stress during the holiday season. The last one is just breathe. Remember, the holidays are going to go away, but we still need you around after the holidays. So don't stress yourself out overspending. Don't stress yourself out with overgiving and overextending yourself. Just breathe. Deep breathing is going to help you to make clear, wise decisions during this holiday season. Now, I know I said I was only going to give 10 tips, but I did write down some extra pointers for anybody who stuck around till the end. Here are some extra tips. Wear bright colors to elevate your mood during the holiday season. So the brighter the color, the more chipper you're going to be, especially if you are someone who goes out in the malls and in these stores. Be chipper. So wear your bright colors so you can elevate your mood. Number 2, limit your alcohol. So we know with alcohol, the truth definitely comes out. It's called truth serum for a reason, right? So avoid, limit your alcohol, because when you limit your alcohol, especially when you're dealing with those family members who you have those unresolved issues with that we talked about earlier, limiting your alcohol is going to be really, really wise so you don't say some things that you're going to regret later. Remember, deal with those folks in doses, 10 to 15 minute intervals, and then you remove yourself from the situation, and then you maybe come back and deal with them another 10, 15 minutes. That way you're not the one ruining the family dinner, the family function, the holiday, and you won't be talked about for the next year. Another one, extra tip to ease holiday stress is to use scented candles or other sources of aromatherapy. Why? Because that's going to either boost your mood and help you to stay chipper and happy, or it's going to calm your mood depending on what scents that you use. But you know your family, you know your environment, so choose scents. If you want to calm down, use those lavender, use that chamomile. But if you want to boost your mood, you want to use those fruity fragrances that's going to boost the atmosphere. And then number 4, extra tips to reduce the holiday stress is to play soothing music or jolly music that's going to make the atmosphere light and fun. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. We were just talking about 10 ways to reduce holiday stress. You guys can go back. Thank you. I appreciate everybody watching. If you would like to know where you stand when it comes to recharging, you can go to my website, totalharmonyenterprises.com. There is a recharge assessment on there where you can quiz yourself to see how you're doing with recharging your internal batteries, mind, body, and spirit. And if you're not connected with me on all the social media platforms, I am on LinkedIn, I'm on IG under the same name I am here on Facebook, Chere M. Goode, the Recharge Strategist. I'd like to invite everyone to an event that I have coming up with Delana Watkins on December the 14th, talking about transforming your health in 2020. So we're going to be talking about that sugarless living, and we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting. We're going to give you the details and teach you how to do that to transform your health. Because we have people just dropping off like flies. We need you guys around for a long time. There's work that still needs to be done. So thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Don't forget my website is totalharmonyenterprises.com. Go on there. You can peruse that and see everything that I have going on, as well as mark your calendars for December 14th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. with Delana Watkins and myself. We're going to be talking about transforming your health for 2020, talking about intermittent fasting and sugarless living. For many of you, you've probably been watching my journey. I just recently lost about 27 pounds since a little bit before the summer. And so taking control of my health and transforming my own health. Still, you can always go back and rewind it. We talked about 10 ways to recharge and reduce holiday stress. But good evening. Thank you for tuning in now. Hey, Sally, Chere. You guys can go back and look at the live after I'm done. We're just wrapping up. Just gave 10 ways to recharge and reduce holiday stress and anxiety. It's a time where people just are really, really stressed out. Finances is the biggest reason, because people are trying to squeeze in gift giving and holiday dinners and meals and outfits and everything else on top of bills that they already have, which they may already be struggling with. So spending within your budget, spending within your means, and not patterning, your holiday traditions after anyone else. Create your own holiday traditions for you and your family so that you are not struggling after the holidays. Remember, the holidays are going to end, but you still have bills after that. So don't overspend. Don't borrow money that you have no idea how you're going to pay back. Hey, Shawan, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. So again, totalharmonyenterprises.com. Please visit my website. Mark December 14th on your calendar for Delana Watkins and myself. We're doing an event. I'm going to be doing more lives. Delana and I are going to be really partnering a lot for 2020. We actually have a book collaboration that's coming out about transforming your health, coming out the early part of January, if not before. But we'll be doing pre-orders in December. And then my recharge book will be out no later than January as well. And that's long overdue, but it's really, really juicy. And I made sure I put really, really specific nuggets, and I researched myself to make sure that I was giving you like everything you need to recharge mentally, physically, and emotionally. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for all the hearts that came through. Share this live with someone who you think it will definitely benefit. I think it could benefit all of us. If you celebrate the holidays, this is definitely a live that you want to share with someone else. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in, and have a great evening. Tomorrow is Friday. Y'all know that's my favorite day. TGIF tomorrow. Yay! I get to recharge on the weekends. Talk to you soon. Good night.